Hey, welcome back everybody. We got a cool new toy. This is the Advantage Arms 22 conversion. So it's 22 long rifle that goes on my Glock 17 Gen 3. This particular does not work on a Gen 4. In fact, it even says it right in here. Let's run out to the range and fire this thing and see what it looks like. We've got this new Advantage Arms here. We're gonna load up one shot, see what she does. A 22 out of a Glock 17. Let's try two shots. Make sure it cycles good. I'm going to load up about 7 shots here, cycle them all through. We'll take a look at the groups here in just a second. This is the first time this has ever been fired. So we're about an 1.5 inch group, but I'm a little bit off to the left, so I'm going to have to adjust that sight over to the right just a little bit. Height seems to be spot on, so it cycled everyone. That's the first time I've ever shot this, so let's keep shooting this thing, take a few turns here with some of the other folks we got with us, and we'll see how this thing turns out. It's a race.
Of course it's a race.
Nice. Excellent. Okay, 10 rounds loaded up. I'm going to see if this thing will function okay with just rapid fire, so I'm just going to empty this mag. No hang-ups at all. So I've got 5 shots in here. I'm just going to see off this here how accurate I can be. This is 12 yards to the target. Let's go down and take a look at the target real quick. Now the wind's picking up and the rain's coming, but here's what we did off the bench. So we've got 4 touching, or almost touching right here, probably about 1 inch, so that's not bad. And I've got one little flyer up here, but still actually within about 1 inch of center group, I suppose you'd say. So not half bad. Let's get back and shoot a few more. We've got the Glock 17 with the Advantage Arms, and we've got the Ruger SR22. And after Cody shooting both, Cody, which one do you prefer better?
I have to say this one, not because it fits my hand better, but it's so light, it's so much easier to shoot.
It is. I'm going to try the SR22 now that I've shot that quite a bit, to see what I think too. I think I like the Glock better. One of the reasons we bought this is because of, well, one of these snakes. When we were over in Eastern Washington, we came across this snake, and luckily I had the 9mm with birdshot, so we shot that snake. But it really did a lot of damage to the snake, and I was kind of hoping to actually get it mounted when I was done. Not the case. So, 22 birdshot. Now, I know that this isn't going to cycle, so I'm not expecting it to, but I'm curious what the pattern will be from about 5 to 7 feet away on that target. So I'm just going to walk down, put one shot on there, we'll get a good pattern and see what it looks like. Well, we're going to have to get a close-up on this. It's got a really good pattern. Let's get back to the shop and talk a little bit about this. We'll take it apart, show you some of the workings and how this thing sort of comes together and fits on the Glock frame. Okay, so we're back from the range, and I'll give you a couple real quick opinions of mine that I have on this Advantage Arms setup, and then we'll take a really good close-up look and see kind of what it looks like up close. So it says in the manual, it says it online too, that it's kind of picky on ammunition. So it recommends pretty much just the CCI 40 grain round nose. It says don't use the hollow points, they're not going to be as reliable from CCI. I ran 100 rounds of hollow points through it. I had one failure to feed properly. The round nose, 100% perfect. Now in here it does say do not use Remington Thunderbolts and do not use any ammunition from Winchester. It says you can use the Blazers, you can use the Remington Golden bullets, they're okay, but you know, it says not recommended CCI mini mag hollow points, any Winchester ammunition, Federal ammunition, Remington Thunderbolts, and CCI Stingers or the Hyper Velocities, don't use those. So if you want it to function really, really reliably, you're kind of stuck with the CCI, just the round nose. It's the 40 grain round nose, and that's okay. I shoot those all the time. They've been really good bullets for me. So, but I did run the hollow points through it just to see, and like I said, out of 100, we had one that didn't feed properly. So, let's jump up here on the bench and take a nice close look. So, because I ran into that snake while out camping, I couldn't help myself. I did have to run a couple of these 22 bird shots through it just to sort of pattern it on paper, and it's going to be pretty hard to see, but it actually patterned pretty good. So I'm going to feel pretty confident using this as a sidearm for snakes when I'm on the east side of the mountains where we have rattlesnakes. What this comes with is basically these 4 pieces right here and a really nice carrying case. These are $294 from the Glock Store. So you've got your magazine here. I believe this holds 10 rounds. California compliant, if I'm not mistaken. So, and then of course you've got your little easy feed here. I didn't use this, but it comes with it if you like to use them. This has adjustable sights on it. So it's got 2 very small screws here, elevation and windage. And this disassembles just basically like a regular Glock does. Fixed front sight, and you've got this little tiny screwdriver that it comes with here that allows you to adjust these rear sights. Now you'll see there's print underneath here. Let's turn it the right way, I guess. And it says right in here, do not use on the Gen 4. Other than that, this thing pops apart pretty much just like a regular Glock does. There's one kind of a major difference. Now in here, you've got this little slide here. And right here, you can see this machined area here. So let me pull this out of here real quick. I'll show you. Just hooks on there. So it's pretty simple. You just have to make sure you get it right. Slide this down in here. There's a little channel it rides in internally. And then it's going to be almost impossible for me to show you this, but I'll give it my best shot here. I can just barely see it. But one thing I can tell here is when I slide the barrel around, if I lost that slide, I didn't hit it right. So you can just pick the barrel back up. Okay, now that slide is moving with the barrel. So that's the one thing that you gotta just really pay attention to. Other than that, like I said, this thing really just kind of works just like a Glock does. So other than that, it's a really nice piece. It's aluminum, so it's lightweight. So that's one of the reasons that the Advantage Arms cycles better. The other one out there is a Tactical Solution. I've never personally shot one. I'm told that they're made out of steel. They're heavier, which is why they have so many cycling problems with those. But again, I've never personally tested one, so you know, I can't really say. But other than that, this is, make sure this is clear. Very, very simple to install here. So you just pop your original slide off. This one here slides on just like a normal Glock would. Magazine. It locks it open as well. And it functions very nice. Of course, you're not supposed to dry fire these. I'm going to dry fire it because you have to, obviously, to get the slide off. That's the only time you can dry fire these, because it's a rim fire. And then you can switch it right back over to your regular 9mm on the 17. And they do make other conversions. There's a list of them. They actually make quite a few for the 22. So I don't know if they have a list here, but they've got some really good instructions with some photographs on here on how to do some stuff, the operation of it, the do's and don'ts. Here's all your ammunition information, and also some lubrication stuff here. So, you know, for 300 bucks, not a bad deal. Very simple, very good. So far, I'm pretty happy with it. Got a couple hundred rounds through it, so I like this. And this stuff here is going to be, well, almost literally, potentially a lifesaver if you're in rattlesnake country. So, bottom line, 2 big thumbs up on the Advantage Arms kit. I'm going to do a follow-up video on this after I've had some time to, you know, go out and put it to the test. We're heading back over east of the mountains, hopefully in the next couple weeks. It's fire season here in Washington, and for those of you who don't know, I sometimes go out on a team, and so I can be gone for lengths of time. But that being said, if I don't get called out to a wildfire, then we'll be out doing some fishing, doing some long-range shooting in eastern Washington. I got a lot of really cool stuff that I have planned for some upcoming videos for that. Just because it's so wide open on the east side of the mountains versus here where lots of timber and stuff, so it's a little different. But anyways, that is going to be cool. And because that little snake just about got me, I ordered some Nightingale snake Gators. And so these, I've tried them on, just kind of warm around a little bit. These are pretty slick, and they're like 40 bucks for a set. So if you're in snake country, I'm going to leave a link below for a pair of these. They're pretty nice, especially for the price. This kit here I ordered from the Glock Store. Just type in the Glock Store and Google search or whatever, and they got some pretty good products if you're not already aware of them. But they actually have a ton of stuff. It's a pretty good place to shop. I've bought a lot of stuff from them too. And these are made just right over in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. So, you know, supporting the country here. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be back as soon as we can. We'll see you next time.